Hi, hello, welcome back to Math&Me with me, Class12 Shankar. இப்போ நம்ம next பார்க்க போறது next new chapter application of integrals. So integration ஒரு பெரிய chapter வளன்னு ஒரு 10 exercise பார்த்தோம். இதுல மொத்தம் ஒரே ஒரு exercise தான் இருக்கு for your exam. பட் நான் இதுல miscellaneousம் solve பண்றேன். It will be helpful for your exam. அதுலேருந்து 1-2 questions சால்வ் பண்ணாலே எப்படி அதை யூஸ் பண்ணணும்னு தெரிஞ்சிடும். ஸோ இவ்வளோ நேரம் போட்ட இன்டெகிரல்ஸை நம்ம ரியல் லைஃப்ல எங்கே யூஸ் பண்ண போகிறோம், அதுக்கு அப்ளிகேஷன் ஒன்று இருக்கணும்ல. ஸோ அதுதான் அப்ளிகேஷன் ஆஃப் இன்டெகிரல்ஸ். ஓகே, திஸ் இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி வெரி வெரி ஈஸி. ஸோ இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்ன இருக்கு, ஐ சி எ கர்வ். ஓகே, ஸோ இந்த கர்வ்ல இப்போ திஸ் இஸ் மை பர்டிகுலர் கர்வ். I have to find the area of this shaded region. இந்த இடத்துல ஷேட் ஆயிருக்குல்ல, so I have to find the area of this shaded region. So இதை நான் எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்க போறேன்? I'm going to take a small piece. இந்த இடத்துல dx இருக்கா, so I'm going to take a small strip. So this is the strip basically. Now the one that I'm shading right now, this is going to be the strip. So இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு சின்ன strip எடுத்துக்கிறேன், whose length is going to be dx because it is in the x-axis. Okay, so இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சின்ன strip எடுத்து from point P to Q, I'm going to integrate like this. இந்த மாதிரி dx. So it is going to be integral of dx and I'm going to integrate from the point A to B. You see here, in the இடத்துல x is equal to A and here x is equal to B. So I'm going to integrate from A to B. Since I have a dx here, I'm going to integrate all y. Okay, புரிஞ்சுதா எப்படின்னு? I'm taking, this is my dx times this whole length is going to be my y. You see right here. அதே மாதிரி இந்த இடத்துல this is going to be my dy. இப்போ இதுவே other way round இருந்ததுன்னா என்ன பண்ண போறோம்? I'm going to take dy times this particular x and I'm going to integrate from this point to this point. கீழே இருந்து மேலே, left to right and down to up. Okay, so அப்போ என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? C to D. புரிஞ்சுதா? So இந்த மாதிரி integrate பண்ண போறோம். So when you have a dx, I'm going to multiply that to y. When I have a dy, I'm going to multiply that to x. Okay, புரிஞ்சுதா? So அதுதான் இங்கே கொடுத்திருக்கு. This is what is given here. So let me solve one example for you. Before that, இப்போ இந்த பக்கம் என்ன இருக்கு? I have two different curves. இப்போ கீழே வந்து I have this shaded region and I have this shaded region. இப்போ for this is A1 and this is A2. My total area A is going to be A1 plus A2. But இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு சின்ன கன்ஃபியூஷன் வரும். என்ன வரும்? இது வந்து எக்ஸ் ஆக்சிஸ்க்கு இப்படி கீழே இருக்கு. ஸோ இஸ் தி ஏரியா நெகட்டிவ்? ஏரியா கேன் நெவர் பி நெகட்டிவ், ஏன்னா அது ஒரு ஸ்பேஸ் ஆக்கிபை பண்ணுது இல்லையா. ஸோ ஏரியா நெகட்டிவா இருக்க முடியாது. ஸோ இந்த கன்ஃபியூஷன் அவாய்ட் பண்றதுக்கு நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம்? வி ஆல்வேஸ் டேக் த அப்சல்யூட் வேல்யூ ஆஃப் தி ஏரியா. ஸோ நெகட்டிவ் வரதுக்கு சான்ஸே இல்லை. பட் இப்போ எக்ஸ் ஆக்சிஸ் லோவர் பிலோ தி எக்ஸ் ஆக்சிஸ் இருக்கும்போது நெகட்டிவ் வருமா வராதா அப்படின்லாம் டவுட் இருக்கும்போது திங்க் ஆஃப் இட் ஆஸ் தி அப்சல்யூட் வேல்யூ. அப்சல்யூட் வேல்யூ எடுத்தா நெகட்டிவ் வராது. ஓகே, simple. So we are going to add the two areas. So இந்த இடத்துல split பண்ணலாம். So இந்த particular area plus இந்த particular area. So A1 plus A2 அப்படின்னு போடும்போது you are going to get the absolute value which is going to be the total area. Okay, இப்போ example 1. Find the area enclosed by the circle. இல்ல ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? 2D geometry, 3D geometry எல்லாம் பார்த்திருக்கோம். So x square plus y square equals a square. So this is of the form a square என்னது? It is going to be my radius the whole square. You remember this? இப்போ area of a circle என்ன? It is going to be pi r square, which in this case is going to be pi a square. Okay, இப்போ நம்ம integration யூஸ் பண்ணி நமக்கு இந்த pi a square வருதான்னு செக் பண்ண போறோம். So this is my circle. What is my radius? It is going to be a. So what is this particular point? It is going to be x coordinate a and y coordinate is going to be 0. And over here, what is this going to be? This is going to be 0, a. Okay, correct? X axis, the radius is going to be a. And the radius is going to be a. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to find the area of this particular quarter. இப்போ இந்த this is going to be 1/4 of the circle. Correct? So I'm going to find this particular area and I'm going to multiply by 4 because I have 1, 2, 3 and 4 quarters இருக்கு. So ஒரு ஏரியா 1 ஓட ஏரியாவை கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டு total area is going to be, for example, this is A1. I'm going to multiply 4 times A1. So I'm going to get the total area. இப்போ இது வருதான்னு செக் பண்ணுவோமா? So how am I going to do? I'm going to take a thin strip. I can take it along the x-axis or the y-axis. Okay? So this is going to be my thin strip. இப்போ இது எங்க இருக்கு? This is in my x-axis. So this is going to be dx. And this particular thing is going to be my y. So how does my integral look? It is going to look like integral of y times dx. And what are my limits going to be? இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல the point is 0, 0 and here the point is a, 0. So x-axis இந்த இடத்துல dxக்கு ரெஸ்பெக்டிவா நம்ம integration பண்றதுனால with respect to dx you have to look at the x coordinate. So it travels from 0 to a. Correct? So 0 to a. This is going to be my integral. Now what do you see here? The variable is in terms of x and here the variable is in terms of y. So இப்போ y க்கு பதிலா நான் x ன்னு எழுதணும். What equation do I have? I have x square plus y square equals a square. So y square equals a square minus x square and y equals square root of a square minus x square. Now I have y in terms of x. y x terms la எழுதியாச்சு. அதை இங்க substitute பண்ணலாமா? So 1, 2. I'm going to substitute 2 இல்ல 1 in 2. 1 in 2. So when I do that, what is my integral going to be? I have area A1. This is going to be A1. A1 is going to be integral 0 to a of square root of a square minus x square times dx. Okay, so in the formula enna, we know this formula very well and this is going to be, I have first x by 2 இருக்கும். x by 2 square, இது numeratorல இருக்கு. So இது நம்ம integrationல படிச்சிருக்கோம்ல. So first x by 2, அப்புறமா a square by 2. And when I have a square minus x square, it is going to be a plus here. And times sin inverse of x divided by a. So this is going to be the formula. இப்போ limits என்ன substitute பண்ண போறேன்? I'm going to substitute from 0 to a. So it is going to be upper limit minus lower limit. இதெல்லாம் ஞாபகம் இருக்குல்ல? So when I take the upper limit first, so இந்த இடத்துல a value substitute பண்ண போறேன். Wherever I have x, I'm going to substitute the value of a. So I'm going to have a divided by 2 square root of a square minus a square plus a square divided by 2 sin inverse of a divided by a. Upper limit போட்டாச்சு. Minus lower limit. So wherever I have the lower limit, I'm going to put x, I'm going to put the value of 0. So I have 0 by 2 square root of a square minus 0 square plus a square divided by 2 sin inverse of 0 divided by a. Now, what do I see? I see that in the இடத்துல a square minus a square, so this term becomes a 0. I have 0 times, so this becomes a 0 and this whole term becomes a 0. So what am I left with now? I have a square divided by 2 sin inverse of, here the a and the a gets cancelled, so I'll have 1 sin inverse of 1. What is sin inverse of 1? A square by 2 is a constant அப்படியே இருக்கும். Sin inverse 1 is going to be pi divided by 2. கரெக்டா? இப்போ sin pi by 2 தானே 1. Sin pi by 2 is going to be 1. So sin inverse of 1 is pi divided by 2. So I have pi a square divided by 4. So this is going to be a1. But what is my total area? My total area is going to be 4 times a1. ஏன்னா 4 quarters இருக்குல்ல. So இந்த இடத்துல this is going to be a2. This is going to be a3. This is going to be a4. So a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus a4 is nothing but 4 times a1. எல்லா quartersம் ஒன்று தான். So this is going to be 4 times. What did I get here? For a1, it is going to be pi a square divided by 4. Now this gets cancelled and this is going to be pi a square, which is going to be pi r square, radius square, correct? So this is my area of circle. So this is how you find the area using integration. So இவ்வளோ நேரம் integration நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணதுக்கான purpose இதுதான். This is how you apply. Okay? Please copy. Now, example 2. I have find the area enclosed by the ellipse. Ellipse ன்னு கொடுத்திருக்கு. So இந்த இடத்துல x square by a square, y square by b square. So let me take this to be my major axis and this to be my minor axis. Okay. Now x square by a square na, this particular point is going to be a comma 0 and this is going to be minus a comma 0. And y square by b square na, y axis, correct? This is my x axis. So x la a போடுறேன். And y la I have to put b. So this point is going to be 0 comma b. And this point is going to be 0 comma minus b. Okay, I'm going to again do the same thing. I'm going to find the area of this particular shaded region and now I'm going to take a thin strip. So in the இடத்துல இப்படி ஒரு thin strip எடுக்கிறேன் and this is going to be my x dx. This is going to be my dx and this is going to be my y. So what is my integration going to be? Again, this is my area 1. So இப்போ total area is going to be 4 times a1. Correct? இப்போ a1 என்ன? a1 is going to be integral y dx from, what is this point? 0 comma 0. So x-axis எங்கேந்து போகுது? 0 to a. So again 0 to a. Now I have to write y in terms of x. So I have x square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. So from this I have y square by b square equals 1 minus x square divided by a square. Y square equals b square multiply panna I have 1 minus x square divided by a square. When I take the LCM, I'll have b square times a square minus x square the whole a square. Correct? So in the mari eduthalama. So this is my y square. What is my y now? b divided by a square root of a square minus x square. So this particular term comes outside the square root and becomes b divided by a. இப்போ integrate பண்ணலாமா? So I have a1 equals integration of, integral எங்கே இது பண்றோம்? 0 to a. So I have 0 to a, b by a square root of a square minus x square. So b by a is a constant. Again போன sumல போட்ட அதே formula. So I have b by a times I have x divided by 2. I'll open a bracket. B by a is a constant. X by 2 square root of a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of x divided by a from 0 to a. Okay, so this, when I simplify, I have b divided by a. I'm going to open a bigger bracket, upper limit minus lower limit. So I have a by 2 square root of a square minus a square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of a divided by a. This is my first term, minus 0 by 2. So this term is going to be a 0. So a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of 0. Okay, so this whole term becomes a 0 in a square. This term becomes a 0 and this term becomes a 0. Sine inverse of 0 is going to be 0. So now what is left? This gets cancelled. So I have b by a times a square divided by 2 sine inverse of 1. So this, when I simplify, I have b by a times a square by 2. Sine inverse of 1 is again going to be pi divided by 2. So what gets cancelled? A and one of the a gets cancelled. So I'll be left with a b pi divided by 4. Pi AB basically. Now total area another. Total area is going to be 4 times A1, which is going to be 4 times pi AB divided by 4. So this gets cancelled. So my area of ellipse is going to be pi AB. Pi times the length of the major axis divided by 2 times the length of the minor axis divided by 2. So this is going to be the area of ellipse. இப்போ basic integration எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணனும் புரிஞ்சிடுச்சா? Okay, now let's move on to exercise questions. With this, we are done with the examples. Let's move on to exercise questions. Find the area of the region bounded by the ellipse x square by 16 plus y square by 9 equals 1. So, in the x-axis la irukra length தான் ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கு. So, that is going to be my major axis. அதனால தான் இந்த மாதிரி ellipse வரைஞ்சிருக்கேன். So, this is going to be my x-axis. This is my y-axis. So, I have basically a square equals 16. So, a equals plus or minus 4. And b square equals 9. So, b equals plus or minus 3. So, what are my coordinates going to be? In the I'll have 4, 0 and here it is going to be minus 4, 0, this particular point. And this point is going to be 0, 3 and this is going to be 0, minus 3. So, I'm going to find the area of this particular shaded region. And I'm going to take a thin strip. So, thin strip edutha, this is going to be dx and this length is going to be y. இப்போ நமக்கு போன example questionல என்ன வந்தது? Here I found out that my area of ellipse is going to be pi AB. So when I apply that here, what will I get? இப்போ area equals pi AB. When I substitute, I have pi times 4 times 3. The area is always going to be the absolute value. Correct? அதனால negative போடலாம், positive போடலாம். So it is going to be 12 pi square units. Okay, so let's see if we get this by using the formula. So, if I integrate panna a1, I'm going to find a1 and multiply by 4. So, a1 equals integration of 0 to 4. Correct? This a value is 0, 0. And here the x coordinate is 4. So, we are looking at x coordinate. So, 0 to 4. So, this is going to be my integration. Y times dx. If y ki badala enna substitute panna pora, I'm going to take y square by 9 equals 1 minus x square divided by 16. So, from this, I have y square equals 9 divided by 16 times 16 minus x square. So, I have y equals 3 by 4 square root of 16 minus x square. Now, when I take the integral, I have a1 equals 0 to 4. Y ku badala enna poda poren? I have 3 by 4 square root of 16 minus x square. Namak enna formula theriyum? This is times dx. What formula do we know? Integration of a square minus x square times dx is going to give me first x by 2. Then whatever is inside plus a square by 2 sine inverse of x divided by a. Okay. So, when I substitute this, what do I have? In the 3 by 4 is a constant. I can take that out. So, I have a1 equals 3 by 4. I'm going to open a bracket. According to the formula, it is going to be x by 2 square root of a square minus x square. So, it is going to be x by 2 square root of 16 minus x square plus a square divided by 2, which is going to be 16 divided by 2. A square and a 16 then 16 divided by 2 sine inverse of x by a. So, sine inverse of x divided by a is going to be 4. A square is 16 na, a is going to be 4. This I have to integrate from definite integral in a 0 to 4. Okay, please watch my example question. அப்ப இன்னும் ஈஸியா புரியுது. நம்ம டைரக்ட்டா நம்பர்ஸ் வச்சு போடுறதுனால கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகும். Example question போய் பாருங்க. It will be even more easier. So, this is going to be 3 by 4 times. I'm going to open a big bracket and I'm going to substitute the upper limit. Upper limit minus lower limit. So, engala x irko, angala 4 substitute panna poren. So, I have 4 by 2 square root of 16 minus 4 square is going to be 16 plus 16 by 2 is 8 sine inverse of 4 divided by 4. Upper limit substitute பண்ணியாச்சு. Minus, இப்போ lower limit. So 0 divided by 2, this term becomes a 0. Correct? Plus 16 by 2. So I have 8 sine inverse of 0. So இப்போ எதெல்லாம் 0? Sine inverse 0 is going to be 0. இந்த இடத்துல 0 into. So இதுவும் 0. இந்த இடத்துல 16 minus 16. So this term becomes a 0. So இப்போ finally என்ன இருக்கு? 3 by 4 times bracket குள்ள I only have 8 times sine inverse of 4 by 4. So this also gets cancelled. So I'll be left with 1. Okay, இங்க என்ன cancel ஆகுது? This becomes a 2 and I'll be finally have 6 times sine inverse of pi. 1 is going to give me pi by 2. So 6 times pi divided by 2. Here I can cancel the 2 and the 6, which will become 3. So I have 3 pi square units. But what is this? This is the area of one shaded region A1. So இப்போ total area and total area is going to be 4 times A1, which is going to be 4 into 3 pi, which is 12 square units. Area எப்படி எழுதுவோம்? 12 square units. Here when I substitute the formula that we got in the previous question, I'm getting the same answer. 12 pi square units, இங்கேயும் 12 pi square units. Okay, I missed the pi here. Please include the pi. So I have 12 pi square units. Okay, I'm going to get the exact same answer. But examல இந்த மாதிரி values கொடுத்தா இந்த மாதிரி integrals use பண்ணி போட தெரியணும். Please copy. Question number 2. இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல y coordinate ஓட value ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கு. So that is going to be my a square. So a square equals 9, a equals plus or minus 3. So that is going to be my major axis. எதுக்கு value ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கோ that is going to be my major axis. Okay. So இந்த இடத்துல ellipse எப்படி இருக்க போகுது? So my ellipse is going to look something like this. So this is my y and this is my x. So major axisல தானே ஜாஸ்தி value இருக்கணும். So this has to be 0, 3 and this is going to be 0, minus 3. இப்போ x க்கு என்ன இருக்கு? I have b square equals 4. b equals plus or minus 2. So this particular point is going to be 2, 0 and x coordinate illa. So it is going to be 2, 0 and this is going to be minus 2, 0. So similar to the previous question, I'm going to find the area of this particular shaded region and this is going to be my A1. Okay, so I'm going to take a thin strip. இப்போ போன questionல எப்படி பண்ணணும்? I'm going to take a thin strip from here. This is going to be my dx and this total length is going to be y and I'm going to integrate with respect to x இல்லையா? So இந்த இடத்துல 0, 0 னா my x coordinate travels from 0 to 2. Okay, simple. எப்படி பண்ணணும்னு புரிஞ்சுதா? strip எங்க இருந்து எடுக்கணும்? எப்படி integral கண்டுபிடிக்கணும்? எது y ன்னு தெரிஞ்சு போச்சா? So I'm going to multiply this particular strip. So it is going to be integral of I have dx times y and the integral travels from 0 to 2. So this is going to be my A1. Now when I substitute for y, இந்த இடத்துல y க்கு நான் substitute பண்ணல because my integration is in terms of x. So I have to substitute for y. So I have x square by 4 plus y square by 9 equals 1. So from this I have y square equals 9 times 1 minus x square divided by 4. When I take the LCM, what do I have? 9 by 4 times 4 minus x square. The divided by 4 comes out. So this is going to be my y square. அப்ப y என்ன? 3 by 2 square root of 4 minus x square. So this is going to be my y. இதை நான் இங்கே substitute பண்ண போறேன். So I have a1 equals integral from 0 to 2 3 by 2 square root of 4 minus x square. I'm again going to use the formula a square minus x square. என்ன formula? X by 2 square root of a square minus x square plus a square divided by 2 sine inverse of x divided by a. So when I substitute this, I have my a value to be 4. So 3 by 2 is a constant that comes out of the integral. I have a1 equals 3 by 2 is a constant. I'm going to open a bigger bracket and I have x by 2 square root of a square minus x square. So I have x by 2 square root of 4 minus x square plus a square divided by 2. A square and a 4. So 4 divided by 2 times sine inverse of x divided by a. So this is what I have inside and the definite integral is going to be from 0 to 2. Ilya? So 0 to 2. So when I integrate this, I basically have 3 by 2 is a constant. I'm going to open a bigger bracket. Upper limit. So I'm going to substitute the value of 2 for wherever I have x. எங்கெல்லாம் x இருக்கோ அங்கெல்லாம் substitute பண்ண போறேன். So I have 2 by 2 square root of 4 minus 2 square which is 4 plus 4 by 2 is 2 times sine inverse of 2 divided by 2 minus lower limit. இப்போ 0 எங்கெல்லாம் இருக்கோ substitute பண்ண போறேன். So I have 0 by 2. So this becomes a 0 plus 2 sine inverse of, again I'm going to have a 0. I'll close the bracket. இப்போ எந்த termலாம் 0 ஆகுது? This becomes a 0. This is a 0 and this particular term becomes a 0. ஏன்னா இங்க 4 minus 4 இருக்குல்ல. So இப்போ என்ன மீதி இருக்கு? This also gets cancelled. So I have 3 by 2 and this is the only term that is left. So I have 2 times sine inverse of 2 by 2, which is going to be the 2 and the 2 gets cancelled. 3 times sine inverse of 1. Sine inverse 1 is going to be pi by 2. Sine 90 then a 1. So it is going to be 3 times pi divided by 2. So this is going to be A1. But what is my total area? Total area equals 4 times A1. Correct? And in the area, in the area, in the area. So it is going to be 4 times what we just found out. So 4 times A1 is going to be 3 by 2 pi times 4. And this gets cancelled. I'll be left with 6 pi square units. Since we are talking about the area, it is going to be 6 pi square units. Okay, please copy. Question number 3. Choose the correct answer. Area lying in the first quadrant bound by the circle x square plus y square equals 4. So, if in the radius, if it is going to be 4, I am going to have r square to be 4. So, I have r square equals 4 because what is the equation of a circle? X square plus y square equals r square. This is the area of a circle, equation of a circle. So, r square equals 4. So, I have r equals plus or minus 2, but radius cannot be negative. So, r is definitely going to be 2. So, if 2 na, in the point, it is going to be 2, 0. So, 2, 0, minus 2, 0, ingyo 0, 2, and here it is going to be 0, minus 2. So, this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. And so, area lying in the first quadrant kekranga. So, in the particular quadrant, so you have to look at this particular quadrant. And inside the circle, so in the circle by the lines x equals 0. So x is equal to 0 na in the line. So this point is going to be 0, 0. So x equals 0 na, it is going to be this particular line. The x-axis, y-axis itself. So this particular line is x equals 0. X equals 2 na, I'm going to have some line here. So this particular line is going to be x equals 2. So this line is going to be x equals 2. So this is going to be x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 2. Area lying in the first quadrant bound by the circle. So by the circle and the line x equals 2. So I'm going to look for this particular area. This area we already potrukkom, but we thirumba nama poduvom. So I'm going to take a thin strip. So I'm going to take a thin strip. This is going to be dx. And this is going to be y. So, area of rectangle y times dx, that is the area of the rectangle. So, I have integral of x-axis travels from 0 to 2 here. Do you see? So, 0 to 2 times y into dx. So, this is going to be the area that I want. So, this is the area A, the shaded region. So, I have instead of y, what am I going to substitute? I have x square plus y square equals 4. Y equals square root of 4 minus x square. Simple. So this is going to be integral 0 to 2 square root of 4 minus x square. Y ke substitute pandra. So instead of y, I have square root of 4 minus x square times dx. By applying the formula, I have x by 2 square root of 4 minus x square plus a square by 2. So 4 divided by 2 sine inverse of x divided by a, which is going to be 2. 2 square, yeah? So it is going to be 2. And the limits are going to be from 0 to 2. When I substitute, it is going to be 2 by 2 square root of 4 minus 4 plus 4 by 2 and I already 2 ne edhiren. So I have 2 times sine inverse of 2 by 2. This is upper limit minus lower limit namak theriyum. So this is going to be 0 plus sine inverse of 0 is going to be 0 again. So this whole term becomes a 0 always. The second term is always a 0. First term is also a 0 because inga 4 minus 4 irukku. Ipo meedi enna irukku? I have 2 times sine inverse of 1, which is going to be 2 into sine inverse 1 is pi by 2. So my final answer is going to be pi times square units. Okay. So which option is it going to be? It is going to be option A. Okay. Please copy. Now, question number 4. Area of the region bounded by the curve y square equals 4x. So y square equals 4x na, it is going to be a parabola. Y square na enartham, it is going to be symmetric to the x-axis. So how is your equation going to look like? It is going to be something like this. So y square equals 4x na eppadi irukum? It is going to be positive also. Indha edathila plus irukla, so it is going to be to the right of the y-axis. So indha pakkam da positive. So it is going to be like this. And this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. So y square abdina, it is going to be symmetric to x-axis. Okay, idella nyabam vechukonga. Appada nyabam irukum. Idella 2D geometry adella padichirukom. You will know, you have to remember all this. Okay. So this is how my curve looks like. So this is going to be y square equals 4x. Ipo vera enna kekran? And the y-axis. So he is asking for this particular axis. So in the axis, and the line y equals 3. இப்போ y equals 3 எங்க இருக்க போகுது? So I'll draw a line. So this is going to be y equals 3. Okay? They're basically asking for the area of the region bound by the curve y square equals 4x, y-axis. So in the axis, in the curve, and y equals 3. So they are asking for this particular shaded region. Okay, shaded region எதுன்னு carefully போடணும் எங்க வருதுன்னு. So now what is going to be my thin strip? My thin strip is, I'm going to take it with respect to y-axis this time. So I'm going to take dy and this is going to be my x. Correct? This length is going to be my x. So I basically am going to integrate with respect to y-axis. இப்போ y-axis எங்க travel ஆகுது? It is traveling like this from 0 to 3. So how does my integral look? The area that I need is going to travel from 0 to 3 times x dy. புரிஞ்சுதா? So இப்போ xக்கு பதிலா நான் என்ன போட போறேன்? I have x equals y square divided by 4. So when I substitute that, I have integral 0 to 3 y square divided by 4 times dy. My variable of integration is going to be y. So when I take 1 by 4 outside and integrate y square, I have y cube divided by 3. Integration la ஞாபகம் இருக்குல? From 0 to 3. So I'll take the constant outside. இந்த இடத்துல 3 நான் வெளியில எடுத்து இதில multiply பண்றேன். So I have 1 by 12 times y cube. When I apply the limits, I have 3 cube minus 0 cube. So this is going to be 1 by 12 times 3 times 3 times 3. So I have 3 4s are இல்லையா? So 3 4s are 12. So I'll be left with 9 divided by 4 square units. So this is the area. Okay, please copy. So it is going to be option B. So with this we are done with the exercise 9.1. இதுதான் one and only exercise, but எல்லா questionமே ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருந்தது. அதனால நான் miscellaneous examples exerciseம் போட போறேன். ஏன்னா எக்ஸாம்ல அந்த மாதிரி questions தான் கேட்பாங்க. So miscellaneousம் கண்டிப்பா பாருங்க வீடியோ. ஓகே, இப்போ miscellaneous examples இதுல இருக்கிற questionsலாம் பாருங்க, கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸாம்ல வரும். ஏன்னா எக்ஸசைஸ்ல கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியா தான் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So please do watch this. Okay, so now I'm going to draw my x-axis and this is going to be the y-axis. Okay, so இப்போ இது x-axis, இது y-axis. Okay, now I need to find the area of the region bound by the line y equals 3x plus 2. இப்போ y equals 3x plus 2 line நம்ம எப்படி கண்டுபிடிப்போம்? I need to find out the value for x and y. So இப்போ என்னலாம் பண்ண போறோம்? x equals 0 ன்னு வந்ததுனா y equals 0 plus 2 which is going to be 2. When x is equal to 1, I have y equals 3 times 1 plus 2 which is going to be 3 plus 2 5. இப்போ negative values போடுறேன். ஏன்னா negatively இருந்தா தான் ஈஸியா இருக்கும். So x equals minus 1 I have 3 times minus 1 plus 2 which is going to be minus 3 plus 2 minus 1. And I have x equals minus 2, y equals 3 times minus 2 which is going to be plus 2 which is going to be 3 2s are 6, minus 6 plus 2 is going to be minus 4. So what are my values going to be? Tabular column x values are going to be 0 1 minus 1 minus 2 and y values are going to be 2 5 minus 1 minus 4. So when I put it in the graph, so what do I have? I have 1 2 3 4 5 and here I have minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 and here I have 1 2 3 4 5 and I have all the negative values here. So minus 1 minus 2 minus 3. So when I plot these values, I have 0 comma 2. So 0 comma 2 is going to be over here and 1 comma 5 is over here. Minus 1 comma minus 1 is this and minus 2 comma minus 4 in the இடத்துல minus 4 so minus 2 comma minus 4 is going to be this. So how does my graph look? It is going to be like this. இல்லையா? So this is going to be y equals 3x plus 2. இப்போ what are the other equations? I have x equals minus 1 and x is equal to 1. இப்போ x equals minus 1 na, it is going to be this particular line. So this is going to be x equals minus 1 and x is equal to 1 is going to be this particular line parallel to the y-axis. So I have x equals 1. So they are asking for the region bound by y equals 3x plus 2 and the x-axis and the ordinates x is equal to 1 minus 1 and x is equal to 1. இப்போ shaded region எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் இருக்க போகுது? I'm going to shade the regions. So it is going to be in the line x-axis and this particular line. So it is going to be this particular shaded region. So இது ஒரு shaded region. And what is my other shaded region going to be? It is going to be in the line, in the equation and the x-axis. So it is going to be this shaded region. So I basically have two different areas. Do you see that? So this is going to be area 1 and this is going to be area 2. இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல point என்ன? Over here the point is going to be minus 1. Correct? இப்போ here what is the point? What is the point over here? You see? என்ன point ன்னு தெரியாது. And I also know this point is going to be 1. Now I need to know here it travels from minus 1 to என்ன point and over here it travels from which point to 1. So இந்த which point நம்ம எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்க போறோம்? So இப்போ இங்கேந்து இங்கே travel ஆகுது, திரும்ப இங்கேந்து இங்கே travel ஆகுது, கரெக்டா? So இது என்ன பாயிண்ட்னு தெரிஞ்சாதானே போட முடியும். So that is going to be the point of intersection of என்னது this point. இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல the graph is meeting the y-axis at 0. So இந்த இடத்துல the y coordinate is going to be a 0. So what am I going to have? I have the equation y equals 3x plus 2 and I need the value of x for which y value is going to be 0. So when I substitute that, I have 0 equals 3x plus 2, 3x equals minus 2, x equals minus 2 divided by 3. So in the point is going to be minus 2 divided by 3. So basically my graph travels from minus 1 to minus 2 by 3 and minus 2 by 3 to 1. Okay, and I'm going to take two different strips. So in the இடத்துல I'm going to take a strip which is going to be dx. In the இடத்துல I'm going to take a strip which is going to be dx times y. Okay, so I have my total area is going to be a1 plus a2 இல்லையா? So இப்போ a1 எங்கேந்து travel ஆகுது? So my area is going to be a1 is traveling from minus 1 to minus 2 divided by 3 times I'm going to do y times dx plus the second integral is going to be minus 2 by 3 to 1 times y into dx. இப்போ y க்கு substitute பண்ணோம்ல, what is my y? y equals 3x plus 2. So when I substitute this, I'm going to have my integral to be, I have a equals minus 1 to minus 2 by 3 times 3x plus 2 times dx plus the other integral is minus 2 by 3 to 1, 3x plus 2 times dx. இல்லையா? So this is how my integral is going to look like. இப்போ integrate பண்ணா I have 3 is a constant, x integrate பண்ணா I have x square divided by 2 plus 2 is a constant, dx integrate panna I have x. So this is going to be my first term and the limits are going to be from minus 1 to minus 2 divided by 3 plus what is my second term? Again I'll have the same thing. So 3x square divided by 2. I'll write 3 by 2x square plus 2 is a constant times x from minus 2 by 3 to 1. You always have to remember that you have to take the absolute value. It is going to be area 1 plus area 2. So you always have to take the absolute value and area cannot be negative. Now when I solve the first term, I have 3 by 2 times x square ku upper limit substitute pandren. So 2 by 3 the whole square plus 2 times minus 2 by 3. So this is going to be my upper limit minus lower limit which is going to be 3 by 2 times minus 1 the whole square plus 2 into minus 1 and this has to be within the absolute value. Correcta? This is the first term, upper limit minus lower limit. Now I have my next term to be plus, இப்போ again upper limit. So I have 3 by 2 times 1 square plus 2 times 1. So this is going to be upper limit minus the lower limit which is going to be 3 by 2 times minus 2 by 3 the whole square plus 2 into minus 2 by 3. And this also is within the absolute value. இப்போ first term நான் solve பண்ணா என்ன கிடைக்கும்? I have absolute value of 3 by 2 times minus 2 by 3 the whole square is going to be 4 divided by 9 minus 2 into 2 is going to be 4. So I have minus 4 divided by 3. This is first term. Okay? Minus second term is going to be 3 by 2 into minus 1 the whole square plus 2 into minus 1. So this is going to be my second term. This is inside the absolute value. Plus இப்போ second term என்ன? I have 3 by 2 plus 2 minus what is this going to be 3 by 2 times 4 by 9 minus 4 divided by 3. So minus 4 divided by 3 and this is going to be within the absolute value. Now what do I have? In the இடத்துல என்ன cancel ஆகுது? 2 and the 4. This gets cancelled and this also gets cancelled. So I have 2 by 3. இந்த இடத்துல என்ன இருக்கு? Here also 2 and the 4 gets cancelled and here I have a 3. இப்போ இந்த bracket குள்ள என்ன இருக்கு? I have 2 by 3 minus 4 by 3 which is going to be minus 2 divided by 3 minus இதோட LCM எடுத்தா I have 3 plus 4 divided by 2 which is going to be 7 by 2. So 7 divided by 2 inside the absolute value. Plus here I am going to have 3 by 2 plus 2. So 3 plus 4, 2 2s are 4, it's going to be 7 divided by 2 minus what is inside the bracket? I have 2 by 3 minus 4 by 3 which is going to be minus 2 divided by 3. Okay, so இப்போ இதை solve பண்ணா என்ன கிடைக்கும்? I am going to take the LCM. So here I can multiply by 2. So இந்த இடத்துல 2 and here I have to multiply by 3. So same thing here, I have to multiply by 3 and multiply by 2 here. So now what is inside the absolute value? I have minus 4 minus 7 3s are 21 divided by 6 plus 7 3s are 21 minus minus becomes a plus. So plus 2 2s are 4 divided by 6. So now what do I have? Minus 25 divided by 6 plus 25 divided by 6. So in the end I have இந்த இடத்துல 25 வந்து absolute value விட்டு வெளியில வந்ததுன்னா I have 25 plus 25 divided by 6 which is going to be 50 divided by 6. This one I simplify. 2 table la panna I have 2 3s are 2 25 times. So this is going to be 25 divided by 3. Okay, please copy. Now example 4. Find the area bounded by the curve y equals cos x. So first cos க்கு கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். So cos ஓட value எங்க இருந்து எங்க போகும்? It is going to be from 1 to minus 1. And what are the values going to be? I have pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. இப்போ cos எப்படி travel ஆகும்? Cos 0 is going to be 1 and cos pi by 2 is going to be 0. Cos 180 is going to be minus 1. Again cos 3 pi by 2 is going to be 0 and cos 2 pi is again going to be 1. So இப்போ என்னோட graph எப்படி இருக்க போகுது? Cos 0 is going to be 1. Cos pi by 2 is 0. Cos pi is again minus 1. So இந்த இடத்துல போகுது. Then cos 3 pi by 2 is again a 0 and cos 2 pi is going to be again a 1. So my graph looks something like this. So this is how my graph looks. With a curve, குட்டி ஒரு curve மாதிரி இருக்கு. Now what are they asking? Find the area bounded by the curve y equals cos x between x equals 0 and 2 pi. X is equal to 0 line எங்க இருக்கு? இங்க இருக்கு. It is parallel to the y axis. So x is equal to 0 is this and x equals 2 pi is going to be this particular line. So x equals 2 pi. So இப்போ எந்தெந்த ஏரியாலாம் கேக்குறாங்க? So this particular area, then this particular area, then this particular area. இப்போ இங்க x ஓட value எப்படிலாம் travel ஆகுது? So basically x ஓட value travels from 0 to pi by 2, then from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, then 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. தெரியுதா? So I'm going to take a strip everywhere. So இங்க ஒரு strip எடுக்க போறேன். So this is going to be dx and this is y. Again I'm going to take a strip here. இது dx and this is going to be y. Again I'm going to take a strip here. This is going to be y and this is going to be dx. Okay, so how does my integral look now? So this is my a1. மூணு ஏரியாவா பிரிச்சிருக்கேன். So a1, a2 and a3. So I have the area is going to be a1 plus a2 plus a3 and this is going to be integration of y times dx from first integral எப்படி இருக்கு? 0 to pi by 2 plus integration of pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 times y dx plus integration of 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi y dx. இந்த y dx அப்படியே காமனா தான் இருக்க போகுது. இப்போ y க்கு தான் நம்ம சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணணும். What do we have? Y equals cos x. So எல்லா இடத்துலயும் cos x சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ண வேண்டியதான். So I have integration 0 to pi by 2 cos x dx plus pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 cos x dx plus integration 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi cos x dx. இப்போ cos x ஓட integral என்ன? It is going to be plus sin x. So I have sin x from 0 to pi by 2 plus sin x from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 plus sin x from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. So also here you have to remember that it is all within the absolute value. Correct? So idoda absolute value, idoda absolute value and idoda absolute value. Now when I find the answers, what do I have? Absolute value kulla I have sin pi by 2 minus sin 0 plus absolute value of sin 3 pi by 2 minus sin pi by 2 plus sin 2 pi minus sin 3 pi divided by 2. Now when I substitute the value, sin pi by 2 enna 1. So 1 minus 0. So first model enna irukku? 1 minus 0 plus இப்போ second absolute value kulla I have sin 3 pi by 2. So sin 270 is going to be minus 1 and sin pi by 2 is 1. So I have minus 1 inside the absolute value. And the last term is going to be sin 2 pi minus sin 3 pi by 2. So this is going to be plus mod of 0 minus sin 3 pi by 2 is going to be minus 1 again. So minus 1. So if this I have 1 plus mod of minus 2 plus mod of 1. So final answer 1 plus 2 plus 1 which is going to be 4 square units. Okay, புரிஞ்சுதா? Modulus எவ்வளோ இம்பார்ட்டன்ட்னு தெரியுதா? இல்லாட்டி கேன்சல் ஆகிட்டே போயிடும். எல்லா டேர்மும் கேன்சல் ஆகி ஏரியா 0ன்னு வரும். பட் ஏரியா 0வா? இல்லை. You have to take the absolute value. Okay, understood? Please copy. Now with this we are done with the examples. Let's move on to the exercise questions. Exercise question ரொம்ப ரொம்ப important. So please pay attention and solve them. So first question, I have find the area under the given curve. இப்போ first subsection போட போறேன். So I have y equals x square. Y equals x square na x square வரதுனால it is going to be symmetric about the y axis. Correct? So this is how my parabola looks like. So this is my y axis and this is my x axis. This is going to be x square equals y curve. X equals 1. So let this be x equals 1 and x is equal to 2. So this x is equal to 2 nu vechikalam. So what is my curve going to look? What is my shaded region? It is going to be from here until here. Correct? So this is going to be my shaded region. Now I am going to take a thin strip. So this is going to be my thin strip and this is going to be dx and this is going to be y. So இப்போ என்னோட integral எப்படி இருக்க போகுது and where does it travel from? X value travels from 1 to x equals 2. So my integration area is going to be integral 1 to 2 of y dx. And what is my y from here? I know it is going to be x square. So I have 1 to 2 x square times dx. So இது ரொம்ப easy. X square integrate பண்ணா I have x cube divided by 3 from 1 to 2. So when I substitute upper limit minus lower limit, 1 by 3 is a constant. I'm taking it outside. I have 2 cube minus 1 cube, which is going to be 1 by 3 times 8 minus 1, which is going to be 7 divided by 3 square units. Okay. So this is going to be my answer. Please copy. இப்போ second question. I have y equals x power 4 and x is equal to 1, x is equal to 5. So இப்போ இதுவும் இதே மாதிரி தான் இருக்க போகுது. X power 4 na இதோட curve எப்படி இருக்க போகுது? It is also going to look something like that, but it is going to be a little spread out. இதுதான் y equals x power 4. Okay? இது வந்து ரொம்ப டீடைலா தெரியணுங்கிறது அவசியம் கிடையாது. It is going to be a little more bulged out, but that doesn't really matter. And I have x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 5. இப்போ அதே மாதிரி தான். I have x equals 1 and somewhere x equals 5 and the x-axis. So x-axis is this is going to be my x-axis. So which is the shaded region? It is going to be from this until this. It's going to be the same thing. In the இடத்துல y oda function மட்டும் change ஆகுது. So I'm going to take a thin strip over here. This is going to be dx and this is going to be y. So how does my integral look? It looks like area equals integral travels from 1 to 5. Yeah? So 1 to 5 of y dx and in this case my y is going to be x power 4 times dx. So இப்போ இதை integrate பண்ணா I have x power 5 divided by 5 from 1 to 5. Now I have 1 by 5 is a constant and 5 power 5 minus 1 power 5. What is 5 power 5? 5 5s are 25. 25 25s are 625. 625 into 5 திரும்ப பண்ணணும். So I have 5 5s are 25. 2 5 2s are 10 11 12. 1 5 6 5s are 30 31. So 3 1 2 5. This is going to be 1 by 5. 3 1 2 5 minus 1 which is going to be 3 1 2 4 divided by 5 square units. Okay, clear? Please copy. Now, sketch the graph of y equals mod of x plus 3. இப்போ mod of x plus 3 na நம்மளோட solution எப்படி இருக்க போகுது and evaluate this. So they are asking for this. So இப்போ mod of x plus 3 function எப்படி இருக்க போகுது? So x plus 3 is going to be positive x plus 3 if x plus 3 is greater than 0, which means x is greater than minus 3, and minus of x plus 3, negative function when x plus 3 is less than 0, which means x is less than minus 3. So these are the two different values it is going to take. So now, இப்போ நான் x க்கு value substitute பண்ண போறேன். X is greater than minus 3 na I'm going to substitute the value of minus 2. So what will I get? I'm going to take this particular function. So y equals x plus 3. So when I substitute the value, I have minus 2 plus 3 which is going to be 1. If x is equal to one more value I'll take. X is equal to minus 1 எடுத்தா I have y equals minus 1 plus 3 which is going to be 2. If I'm going to take the value where x is less than minus 3. This is x is greater than minus 3. Now I'm going to take x is less than minus 3. So x is going to be minus 4 எடுக்கிறேன். So I have y equals minus of x plus 3. So in the particular function எடுத்துக்கணும். So I have minus of minus 4 plus 3 which is going to be minus 1. Again this is going to be 1. So this is how the mod function plays. இல்லையா? And I have y equals, இப்போ x is equal to minus 5 எடுக்கிறேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. So x is equal to minus 5. I have y equals minus of minus 5 plus 3. So this is going to be minus 2 and minus of minus becomes a plus 2. Now how does my tabular column look? X, y இருக்கு. X ஓட value is minus 2, minus 1, minus 4, minus 5. And y ஓட value x க்கு minus 2 ங்கும்போது it is going to be 1. X is going to be minus 1 and it is going to be 2. And x is going to be minus 4 and it is again going to be 1. X is minus 5 and it is going to be 2. Now how does my graph look when I plot these values? 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. when I plot these values, what do I have? X is equal to minus 2 and y equals 1. So it's this particular point. X is equal to minus 1 and y equals 2. So it's going to be this particular point. And x is equal to minus 4. So it is going to be x is equal to minus 4, y equals 1. So again it is going to be this particular point. And x is equal to minus 5. So this is minus 5. X is equal to minus 5 and y equals 2. So again it is going to be this particular point. If x is equal to 0, x is equal to 0 na, we are taking the value which is going to be greater than minus 3. So I'm taking the first function. So I have 0 plus 3. So my value of y is going to be 3. So I'm going to have at 0, it is going to be 3. Now y equals minus 3 when it's y equals minus 3, I have minus 3 equals the particular function the second one. So minus 3 equals minus of x plus 3. So I have minus 3 equals minus x minus 3. So I have x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0, it is going to be at minus 3. So how does my function look? The graph looks like this. So it is going to be this. So this is my graph. இப்போ என்ன கேக்குறாங்க? Sketch the graph கேக்குறாங்க. So graph sketch பண்ணியாச்சு and evaluate minus 6 to 0 mod of x plus 3. இப்போ minus 6 to 0 na, we are talking about this in the 0 வரைக்கும். இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு minus 6 இருக்கு. So this particular point is going to be minus 6. So which area are we going to find out? Minus 6 to 0. So I'm going to find out this whole area. Okay? So how does my integral travel from? Where does it travel from? It travels from minus 6 to minus 3 and then it again travels from minus 3 to 0. My area is going to be A1 plus A2, wherein I'm going to again take a thin strip. So in that thin strip I have integral y times dx. Same thing. The integral travels from minus 6 to minus 3. So minus 6 to minus 3 plus again minus 3 to 0. So here it travels from minus 6 to minus 3 and again it travels from minus 3 to 0. So these are the two different limits that I am talking about. Okay. So this is going to be 0 to minus 3 times y dx. Now y y value is going to be, we are talking about the left hand side. So left hand side la, for this particular function it is going to be x less than minus 3. X less than minus 3 na, I am talking about this. So it is going to be minus of x plus 3. So I have, this is going to be integral minus 6 to minus 3 of minus of x plus 3 times dx plus this is minus 3 to 0 and this particular function is going to be this. So I have x plus 3. That's in the particular function. Okay. So minus 3 to 0 la, the function looks like this. So x plus 3 times dx. Basically, in the particular curve, in the line is going to be plus x plus 3 and this is going to be x plus 3. So this is what we are talking about. Now this is how my integral looks. If I solve it is all going to be inside mod function. Yeah. This is all going to be inside absolute function. Absolute value. So negative vandalo, the positive matiro. So how does my integral look now? I'll write it again here. So I have area equals integral minus 6 to minus 3. The minus comes out. I have x plus 3 times dx inside absolute value plus minus 3 to 0 x plus 3 times dx inside absolute value. When I start solving this, I have mod kulla, there is a negative sign. So negative becomes positive. Okay. So let that be there. And I have minus of bracket la x square divided by 2 plus 3x upper limit. So I have minus 6 to minus 3 plus this is inside absolute value. Again, the other absolute value is going to be x square by 2 plus 3x and the limits are going to be minus 3 to 0. When I substitute the values, I have minus of, now upper limit substitute pandren. So I have minus 3 square divided by 2 plus 3 into minus 3. So this is my first minus the lower limit, which is going to be minus 6 the whole square. This is the whole square divided by 2 plus 3 times minus 6. So this is my first absolute value plus second absolute value is going to be upper limit. So 0 square by 2 plus 3 times 0 minus minus 3 the whole square by 2 plus 3 times minus 3. The absolute value minus la irukradhunala romba careful ah porumaiya podunga. This is my second term inside the absolute value. Now first term eppadi irukku? Absolute value of minus velila irukku. Minus 3 the whole square is going to be 9. So 9 by 2 minus 9. This is my first bracket. Minus second bracket minus 6 the whole square is going to be 36 divided by 2 minus 18. Okay. So this is my second bracket. Either close panniyache. This is inside absolute value. plus இப்போ இதுக்குள்ள என்ன இருக்கு this term becomes a 0 so this becomes a 0 and the second term is going to be minus இந்த minus இருக்குல்ல so minus bracket குள்ள I have 3 square which is going to be 9 by 2 minus 9 okay so this is going to be 2 18s are and this particular term becomes a 0 18 minus 18 இல்லையா இப்போ second term என்ன இருக்கு absolute value of minus இந்த bracket குள்ள I have 9 minus this particular term LCM எடுத்தா 9 minus 18 which is going to be minus 9 divided by 2 absolute value plus this is going to be minus அப்படியே இருக்கு 9 by 2 minus 9 this is again going to be minus 9 divided by 2 so இப்போ absolute value விட்டு வெளியில வந்ததுனா I'll have 9 by 2 plus 9 by 2 which is going to be 18 by 2 which is 9 square units okay இந்த absolute value minus எல்லாம் carefully போட்டாதான் answer கரெக்ட்டா வரும் இல்லாட்டி எங்கயாவது சொதப்பிடும் okay so please pay attention now question number 3 இது வந்து நம்ம example sumல போட்ட மாதிரியே தான் இருக்கு so find the area bound by the curve y equals sin x between x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 2 pi so இப்போ first y equals sin x ஓட graph எப்படி இருக்க போகுது I have sin 0 is going to be 0 அதே மாதிரி sin pi by 2 is going to be 1 sin pi is going to be 0 again then sin 3 pi by 2 is going to be minus 1 and sin 2 pi is going to be 0 இப்போ 0 to 2 pi plot பண்ணியாச்சா இப்போ நான் இதை இங்க plot பண்ண போறேன் so I have pi by 2 pi 3 pi by 2 2 pi and this is going to be 0 okay this is going to be y this is going to be x okay how does my sine curve look now so 0 ku 0 pi by 2 ku 1 so this is 1 this is minus 1 pi by 2 ku 1 pi ku again 0 3 pi by 2 ku minus 1 2 pi ku again 0 so my graph looks like this இல்லையா so this is my sine function இப்போ என்ன கேக்குறாங்க find the area கேக்குறாங்க so this is what we are looking for because they are asking for x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 2 pi so in the line is going to be x equals 0 and x is equal to 2 pi is going to be this particular line so it's going to be x is equal to 2 pi so in the shaded region கண்டுபிடிக்க போறோம் this is going to be area 1 and this is going to be area 2 so I have the area to be absolute value of a1 absolute value of a2 so the first function travels from 0 to pi and the second function travels from pi to 2 pi simple அதே மாதிரி இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு thin strip எடுக்க போறேன் this is dx and this is going to be y so இப்போ area எப்படி இருக்க போகுது integral 0 to pi of y dx absolute value plus absolute value of integral pi to 2 pi of y dx and what is my y it is going to be sin x so when I substitute that I have integral 0 to pi sin x dx inside the absolute value plus integral pi to 2 pi sin x times dx inside the absolute value sin x or integral it is going to be minus cos so minus cos x from 0 to pi inside absolute value plus sin x oda integral is minus cos x from pi to 2 pi inside the absolute value so I have absolute value kulla minus cos pi upper limit minus lower limit so cos of 0 plus minus அப்படியே இருக்கு inside cos 2 pi minus cos pi okay inside the absolute value now I have minus of cos pi is going to be minus 1 minus cos 0 is going to be 1 plus minus of cos 2 pi is going to be 1 minus cos pi is going to be minus 1 so இந்த இடத்துல minus becomes a plus so what is inside what is left I have minus of minus 2 which becomes a plus 2 plus இந்த இடத்துல என்ன இருக்கு minus 2 when it comes out the absolute value it becomes plus 2 so the final answer is going to be 2 plus 2 which is going to be 4 okay புரிஞ்சுதா so what is my final answer it is going to be 4 square units 4 square units okay please copy now question number 4 area bound by the curve y equals x cube so first y equals x cube curve எப்படி இருக்க போகுது y equals x cube so when I plot the values I have x is equal to 0 1 2 then minus 1 minus 2 safety க்கு வெச்சுப்போம் so y என்னலாம் value 0 1 8 minus 1 minus 8 so when I plot the values y axis la I need 8 and minus 8 so அதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி நான் நேம் பண்றேன் so this is going to be 1 2 3 4 so I have 1 2 3 4 then minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4 here I'm going to put 2 4, 6, 8, minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8. Okay, so how does my graph look? 0 க்கு 0, 1 க்கு 1, then 2 க்கு 8, minus 1 க்கு minus 1, and this is minus 2 இல்லையா, so minus 1 க்கு minus 1, 1 க்கு 1 இல்லையா, so it has to be somewhere here, so 1 க்கு 1, then minus 2 க்கு minus 8. So my y equals x cube graph basically looks something like this. இதுதான் y equals x cube graph. And what are they asking? The ordinates x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 1. So x is equal to minus 2 எங்க இருக்கு? It is going to be this. So this line is going to be x equals minus 2. And x equals 1 எங்க இருக்கு? இது. So x equals 1. So what is my shaded region going to be? It is going to be this particular shaded region and this particular shaded region. So ரெண்டு area இருக்கு, A1 plus A2. Okay. So this is going to be A1 and this is going to be A2. So A1 எங்கேந்து எங்க travel ஆகுது? It is traveling from this point இல்லையா? So minus 2 to 0. Minus 2 to 0. And A2 is traveling from 0 to 1. So this particular point is going to be 1. So இப்போ என்னோட graph எப்படி, integral எப்படி இருக்க போகுது? A1 plus A2 inside the absolute value. So I have A1 is going to be, it's going to travel from integral of minus 2 to 0 of, I'm again going to take a thin strip. So in the thin strip edutha dx and this is going to be y. So I have y dx inside the absolute value plus absolute value of integral 0 to 1 y dx. Integral எழுதியாச்சு, y dx inside the absolute value. இப்போ y என்ன? It is going to be x cube. அவ்வளவுதான், simple. So I have minus 2, 0, x cube dx. இந்த இடத்துல calculation தான் மெயினா மிஸ்டேக் ஆகும். ஏன்னா இந்த absolute வேல்யூலாம் இருக்கிறதுனால sometimes answer 0 வரும், but area 0 வரக்கூடாது. அதனால அது கேர்ஃபுல்லா போடுங்க. So this is going to be inside the absolute value. X cube ஓட integral is going to be x power 4 divided by 4 from minus 2 to 0 plus x power 4 divided by 4 from 0 to 1. So இப்போ inside the absolute value I have 1 by 4 times 0 power 4 plus, sorry, upper limit minus lower limit இல்லையா? So minus 2 to the power 4 plus 1 by 4 times 1 power 4 minus 0 power 4. So when I finalize 1 power 4 times 0 minus 2 power 4. 2 2s are 4, 4 4s are 16. So I have 16 minus 16 plus in the இடத்துல I have 1 divided by 4. So finally I have 16 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Absolute value விட்டு வெளியில வந்ததுனா this is how it will look. So this when I add I have 17 divided by 4 square units. Okay, so this is my final answer. Please copy. Calculation the main. Now this question is a little tricky. The area bound by the curve y equals x times mod x, x-axis and the ordinates x is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to 1. So first y equals x mod x enna? It is going to be mod x is going to take the value x minus x when x is greater than 0 and x is less than 0. So how does my y look like? It is going to look like x square when x is greater than 0 and minus x square when x is less than 0. Okay, so இப்போ x x square எப்படி இருக்க போகுது? X square y equals x square is going to be basically an upward facing parabola. So இந்த இடத்துல y equals x square is going to look something like this. So this is y equals x square. Y equals minus x square எப்படி இருக்க போகுது? It is going to look something like this. It is going to be symmetric to the y axis. So this is going to be y equals minus x square. இப்போ என்ன சொல்றான்? X greater than 0ல y equals x square. So x greater than 0னா I'm talking about this. இதுதான் x, இது greater than 0. இது எல்லா வேல்யூஸும் greater than 0. இப்போ x less than 0 அப்படிங்கும்போது y equals minus x square. So this is going to be my y equals minus x square. So what is my graph? So இந்த ரெண்டு பாயிண்ட்டும் கிடையாது, இதுவும் கிடையாது. So this is going to be my final graph. And what are the other points? X is equal to minus 1 இல்லையா? So இப்போ இது x is equal to minus 1 ன்னு வச்சுப்போம். So x equals minus 1 and x equals 1. So let this be x equals 1. Okay, so what is my shaded region now? This is going to be my shaded region. So my graph travels from minus 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. And what is the graph going to be? Y equals x square minus x square ஆன்னு தெரியணும். Okay, so my area is going to be a1 plus a2 and integral of, இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு thin strip எடுக்க போறேன். So this is dx. So I have minus 1 to 0. Minus 1 to 0 now we are talking about x less than 0. So my y is going to take the value minus x square. Okay, இதுதான் நம்ம careful-ஆ போடணும். So minus x square dx. First let me write y dx. Okay, so I'll write y dx absolute value plus integral of 0 to 1 y dx. Okay, இப்போ less than 0 now I'm going to take minus x square. So it's going to be integral minus 1 to 0 of minus x square dx plus integral 0 to 1. Integral 0 to 1 now we are talking about x greater than 0. So it is going to be x square. Okay, so I have integral x square dx inside the absolute value. So this when I simplify, I have modulus of minus x square dx oda integral is going to be x cube divided by 3 from minus 1 to 0 plus x cube divided by 3 from 0 to 1 inside the absolute value. Okay, now when I substitute, I have minus 1 by 3 upper limit minus lower limit. So 0 cube minus minus 1 the whole cube plus in the இடத்துல 1 by 3 is a constant x cube. So 1 cube minus 0 cube. Okay, so in the term simplify panna I have minus 1 by 3 inside the bracket I again have a minus 1 plus in the இடத்துல absolute value I have 1 divided by 3. So finally என்ன இருக்கு 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 which is going to be 2 divided by 3 square units. Since we are talking about the area, it is going to be square units. Okay, please copy. So with this we are done with the chapter application of integrals. ரொம்ப சின்ன chapter தான், அதனால focus பண்ணி போடுங்க. இந்த example questions, miscellaneous examples exercise கண்டிப்பா போடுங்க. ஏன்னா அதுல இருந்து தான் மெயினா எக்ஸாம்ல வரும். மற்றபடி இட்ஸ் வெரி ஈஸி. மாடுலஸ் அப்சல்யூட் வேல்யூ எடுக்கிறத மறந்துடாதீங்க. அப்சல்யூட் வேல்யூ எடுத்தாதான் சம் கரெக்டாக வரும். ஏன்னா ஏரியா cannot be negative. Always remember that. Okay, all the best for your exams. Bye.